A little motivation for you. A little motivation for you. What's up, everybody? It's your girl Tiphani. Welcome back to Tips Tuesdays live rehashed. Another Tuesday, and we have more inspiration, motivation, and encouragement. We have special guests with us tonight, Miss Kim Phillips P. Let's welcome her to the show. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me on the show. I'm so excited.
I am too. Y'all always say how I'm connected to the guests that are on the show, or not connected, or how I got connected. So in the same sense, we're connected and not connected at the same time, because we don't know each other, haven't met each other, but we know each other through family.
Yes.
Yes, and so I'm excited tonight. San Diego artist. This is a busy woman, y'all. She is so busy in her community there in San Diego, California. And just from looking at just her page all the time, I'm just like, I'm proud of you, and I ain't even met you yet.
Thank you. Yes, there is always a lot going on. I definitely keep myself busy.
Yes, that you do. Because I'll look on your page and I'm like, man, when did she have the time to sit down or anything?
And the
Well, I'm
answer
glad
is
that there are
really,
right.
huh?
I'm glad that there are people out there that are serving the community like you are. You and your husband. So
Yes.
y'all out there doing it, and I'm glad to know y'all. Definitely.
Thank you. Thank you. Likewise, I'm happy for you and your podcast, seeing that you're on season 3 of, motivating people and trying to encourage people and provide inspiration. So that's great.
Yes, definitely trying to, because we are in a world where you need some inspiration. You got to have some inspiration to keep going. You got to have that motivation. And whether it's, from somebody else, or sometimes you got to encourage yourself.
Yes.
So I
Hmm.
like to at least be able to use this platform to use those tools for somebody else. So, yes, definitely. So, if you are just tuning in for the first time, this is a live podcast. It's a live spinoff of my podcast. Tips Tuesdays. I release an episode every Tuesday. And this is the spinoff of it, where I add in the special guests to give different perspective on the different topics that I talk about on the podcast. Because I try to, say this during the show, because a lot of people, I'll say the podcast and then I'll say the live show, and they think that they're same thing. And I'm like, no, I got the podcast that it's just me. And then the live show where I have the special guest. So I always like to reiterate that so people know what it is that I got going on. So we are going to get a few things out of the way. I call them my announcements. Um, like I said, I have the podcast where I release episodes every Tuesday. I did not release an episode this Tuesday, but usually every Tuesday I release an episode. And if you are not following the podcast, please go and do it. It's on all streaming platforms. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all that good stuff. Go follow, go subscribe, hit that QR code, and shoot, share with somebody this inspiration. Don't be a hoarder of the inspiration. So, and then on top of that, I also have an inspirational project that is out there on all streaming platforms. Because not only am I a podcaster, but I am a singer, songwriter, musician, all of that good stuff. So check this out. All right, so yeah, y'all go and check that out on all streaming platforms. I'm very excited about that inspirational project. So y'all go listen to that music, share it with somebody. Um, Good inspiration on there, saying to keep going. And we talk about strong women on there. Go for us go getters out there that's out there, we getting those degrees, or even if you work at a 9 to 5 job, we're all important. So I talk about all of that I sing about all of that on the project, Inspiration Loaded. So y'all go and check that out if y'all like some good inspirational music, okay? All right, so that's it on my announcements. Do you have anything going? Because this is on a free platform for you to advertise whatever you got going on.
Yes. For the most part, want to share with anyone that's in San Diego, California, that we have Oya Art Gallery and Boutique open to the public. We're going to be celebrating our 2-year anniversary coming up in September. And the art gallery is located inside of the historic Clementine McDuff Elks Lodge, which is a nearly 100-year-old Black-owned building. It's one of the last Black-owned commercial spaces left in San Diego County. So I'm really happy and excited and proud and honored to be able to host art out of there, a place where local artists can showcase their talent. We've had artists who have done like a number of exhibits, and then some artists who have done their exhibits for the first time. And so, again, just happy to be able to share the experience and go through the process to encourage our local artists and some from out of town, just to be able to put their stuff out there, put their work out there, share it with their friends and family. And that's what the art gallery is all about. We do have spoken word and open mic with karaoke coming up on Friday, July 28th, starting at 5 in the evening. So again, anybody who's in San Diego, we encourage you to come out and enjoy yourself and showcase your talent.
That is awesome. Now I'm remember that when I come to San Diego, my plan is before the end of this year, I'm coming to visit y'all.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
So just be ready to have some activities ready for me.
Absolutely.
um,
We will be
yes,
ready.
yes, I'm always look. I'm telling you, as lively as everybody has been on Facebook there in San Diego, I want them to be that lively when I get there.
Yes, well, we will definitely be looking forward to it. We have tons of activities, everything from sipping paint to, like I said, the karaoke and open mic, and just a number of art classes and stuff like that. So, whatever you want to get into, we will make it happen. We even have a comedy show that's going to be happening regularly in the building. So, we have a little bit of everything.
That is awesome to know. Y'all are doing a good job. I love it. I love it. Okay, so y'all, we are going to get into the show. Y'all know how we start things off. I start off with a quote of the night. So that quote of the night tonight is: what's done is done. What's gone is gone. One of life's lessons is always moving on. It's okay to look back to see how far you've come. Keep moving forward. And this is a quote from Roy T. Bennett. And this is taken from The Light in the Heart. I love this quote. I always pick something that I can, number one, resonate with. Um, because that's basically saying to me that, you know, like I said, what's done is done, what's gone is gone. That's the past. Let's focus, let's move forward, let's keep going. Don't just sit down and wallow and woe is me. Don't just sit down and just have a pity party. I mean, you can have a pity party, but then get up, dust yourself off. Let's go. There, it's a new day, and let's do better. So that's what I take from that quote, and I think that if everybody were to maybe read that quote every day, maybe it'll give them a little energy. Give you a little more drive, a little motivation to keep going, to keep pressing.
Yes, I agree. It's not always easy to move on from the past, but once we are able to center ourselves on something that keeps us motivated and keeps us inspired, then for the most part, I have found just from my own personal experiences that um, latching on to something new will make it so that you forget about, not necessarily forget, but like your mind is not necessarily on the past because you're so focused
Hmm.
on what's in front of you.
Hmm. Definitely, that's definitely a good perspective of that. So y'all just keep going, keep going. I mean, if you look back for a little bit. You ain't gotta wallow in it. See what you could do better, but don't focus on the past all the time. So, uh, I think that's a quote that can resonate with everyone and help everyone in their everyday life. So that is the quote of the night. And we're going to get into the good stuff of the show, which are our topics. And as I was explaining to our special guest before the show started, we only have one topic in the small jar, y'all. So it's not even like a random draw right now. It's literally one topic in there, and it is my last topic, which was somebody's watching you. Somebody's watching you. Um, so somebody's watching you. Just focus on those words right there. Everything that you do in life, is not just for you. As a matter of fact, a lot of the things that we do in life is not about you. Um, People are watching you, whether it's good, whether it's bad. What are you doing and how are you doing it? And at the end of the day, what is somebody going to say that you did? How is somebody going to remember you? How is somebody going to remember what you did? I always say that you should respond and not react. A lot of times we react in situations that we should be responding to. A lot of times people will push your buttons, they will try and make you mad, or they might unintentionally make you mad. But how are you responding to that situation? Are you, take a breather. Okay, how do I assess this situation? How do I resolve this situation? Or am I going to react in the situation and I'm going to act a donkey? And then, somebody else going to be like, oh, yeah, I seen Tiffany and she was acting crazy that day. Something ain't something ain't all together with her because she was just going off on this person. Or are you going to be that person that knows how to, okay, all right, here's the problem. What can I do for you? How can we make this situation better for you? I'm learning that just with my job alone. Like, I was actually thinking about this earlier. I was like, man, I'm just always just basically solving problems all day long. And not all the time do people appreciate the resolution that you come up with, or they just want to have an attitude with you. But it's like at the end of the day, they won't be able to say that I had an attitude with them. Or they can say it, but I ain't have an attitude with them. But somebody's watching you. Somebody's looking at how under pressure, how you react, how you respond. And that definitely applies to just anything and everything in life. Whatever, like I said, whatever you do, good or bad, somebody's watching you. You're out there in the community, people are watching you. What impact are you leaving on people? Somebody's watching you. What do you have on that?
I feel like you're right that there are definitely always people out there watching, and some are looking for inspiration, and some are looking to find fault,
Mm,
and that is something that I have experienced, which I find to be disappointing because for me, with everything that I do, it's, always for the greater good, the greater good of myself, the greater good of my family, and the greater
yeah.
good of the community. So when there's situations where I may hear, or somebody said this, or somebody's doing that, then I just become disappointed because I know that my intentions are always, from the heart, and everything I do is from the heart. But people are going to be how they are regardless. So I, keep my moves positive, and I'm thankful for anyone who can find encouragement or inspiration from what I do. I come
Hmm.
from, a period of my life when I dealt with some trauma, and I carried the trauma for a long time. Like how we just talked about, the past is the past. It's not always to move easily to move on. But
Hmm.
with the work that I do and why I keep myself so busy is because it helps me to not focus on those traumas and the things in the past that used to bring me down. So I look at myself as an example of how we can turn a dark situation to light. So, with everything I do, it's not that I want to prove anything to anyone except for myself, that
Hmm.
we can find inspiration through those dark times.
Yes. Definitely, definitely. And like I like what you said, that you're not trying to prove anything to anyone. Like if anything, you're trying to prove something to yourself, or you're doing it for yourself. But then it
Hmm.
also, you said that some people, they look for fault in you. And that is like you said, that's is a sad thing, because it's like, get some business about yourself. Like, why are you trying to pick apart everything about me? Like, if you have that much energy in the world, like, you really have nothing else to do in life. That's
Hmm.
how I feel. That's how I feel. Somebody that's just always, they just gotta find something negative. And it's like I'm gonna pray for you, because this is a shame. So,
Yeah.
somebody's watching you. So y'all just remember that when you're out in your everyday life, that somebody's watching you. And then another thing is that we have um, a new generation of of young people coming behind us, whether you think that they're watching or not, they are. Um,
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna go off of your example. So is your example good or is it bad? What are they seeing you? What are they seeing you do? So
Mm-hmm.
remember that at all times, somebody is watching you, whether you like it or not. Somebody's watching you. So
Right.
that's a good one. That one's a good one. All right. So somebody's watching you. Shout out to everybody that is on here live. Remember, please be interactive in the comments because at the end of this month, I think we got one more episode, and then I'll be seeing who's in the comments all throughout the month to be in the drawing for a gift card. I don't know what the gift card is just yet, but you might be the lucky winner. So y'all getting those comments. I see my dad and my stepmama. I see they in there. So they be in there all the time. I be eliminated from the drawing though. But they are in there. Hey dad. Hey.
Oh, that's sweet.
All right. So somebody's watching. I can take that one off. We done with that one. We're gonna go on to the next subject, which these will actually be random. And this one you'll start off because we've already had guests on the show with these topics. And you're gonna give different perspectives of these topics.
Okay.
So let's see which one we pull. All right, I'm excited. All right, we got. Whew, I always love this topic right here. Fresh wind. Fresh wind. That is your first topic.
Fresh wind. Okay. Um, fresh wind automatically takes me to thinking about like going on about your life, going on with your day to day processes, and then all of a sudden, um, a new situation happens, or, a new issue comes up that needs a solution, or maybe there's some new inspiration that comes into your life, or something that sparks excitement. Um, I'm not getting anything negative from fresh wind, mostly because of the fresh part. So that makes me think of something new. And then the wind part is reminding me of, energy or a breath of fresh air. So yeah, I'm looking at fresh wind as like a dose of inspiration and something that would make a person move forward in a positive direction. What about you?
So, just from your perspective off that, see, this is what I love about this show because we've had fresh wind, like probably like every time we've had the episode, somebody done got fresh wind. So,
Uh,
but your perspective of it, yes, I love it. You said it's new perspective, something refreshing. Um, I get fresh wind. I mean, I don't realize it when I'm in the situation because it's work. But when I think about it after the fact, it's fresh wind. So whenever like, cause I work at Office Depot, and I'm in the copy print section, and so everybody like comes with different little projects and things like that, and I'm definitely the one that's like the geek, the nerd over there because I'm like, ooh, I get to learn something new. I get to, teach myself something. And so it's like a fresh win when I get to just learn something new and actually like figure things out without any other direction or instruction or anything like that. So I get excited about it. So I guess in a sense, I just thought about it as you were saying it. That gives me fresh wind because I'm learning something new. So I would have never thought about fresh wind when it comes to my work though.
Yes.
That is true. Fresh wind gives new perspective. It's a refreshing. It's something evolving, something that you're learning, and that's just giving new life. I love it. I love it. That was
Oh,
definitely a good perspective. So
yes.
yes,
Well,
yes.
the copy print section is my favorite place in anywhere that does copy and print because, of course, being an artist, like I'm always coming up with new flyers or needing to print something out, business cards and all that stuff. So I could imagine how it is. Like you're seeing so much new information on a daily basis and you're able to see so many people's ideas and what they're coming up with. And that can be motivating and always inspiring. So that's cool.
Definitely. And then like working with older people, they're not necessarily tech savvy.
Mm-hmm.
So, just to see their expressions when you're working and stuff, they're like, "Oh, you're a lifesaver, and I'm glad that you were here because I wouldn't have been able to do it." And it just gives you that um um appreciativeness of the skills that you have, of the skills that you learn and that you take for granted because not everybody is tech savvy. You know what I
That's
mean?
right.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of like in the in between when it comes to technology and stuff. Like, I know enough to not be like I'm not tech savvy. You know what I mean? So to be
Right.
able um, to cater to that person and get what they need done and of good quality too. It just makes me excited in that moment. I know some of my coworkers be like, "Really? Like you excited about that?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I'll be like, "Y'all,
Uh-huh.
I learned how to print on transparency paper today." It'd be something that simple. And so
Yeah.
that's definitely. I'm glad you said that. That might give me a little boost to go to work tomorrow.
Yes, I love the copy and print section. Honestly, like if I could have my own copy and print section, I would have my whole house and the whole gallery filled up with everything.
Girl, look, I'm telling you, if I had my own, we're gonna speak it into existence
Yes.
so I could work for myself.
Yeah, that's what it's all
Yeah.
about, though. Just taking those skills and then putting it to use for yourself. I always encourage anyone, not to just go quit your job, but, in some capacity, share your skills from your own standpoint, because that way
Mhm.
you control your rate, you control when you work, who you work with, how you do it, and stuff like that.
Yes, definitely. That's why I'm speaking it into existence. Speaking it right now. Right now.
Yes,
Some fresh wind.
manifestation time.
Yes, yes. Okay, so that was the first topic. Let's see. I'm gonna look at the time too. That will determine all your topics we gonna get tonight. All right. And shout out to those who are tuning in or just tuned in. I never want to forget my people in the comments. Let me look and see what they got on here.
Yeah.
Somebody said hi, Kim.
Hi.
And then my dad said, "I'm not tech savvy." He ain't, y'all, but it's okay. My other cousin, she said, "Everyone needs a fresh wind." Yes, we do. We all need some fresh
Yeah,
wind. We all need it. So take out that time and get that fresh wind.
that's right.
Okay, so next topic is, and I'm interested, definitely interested to see what perspective you come with this one. Thirsty, thirsty.
Thursday?
Yes, I'm about to put it up there for you.
Okay. Well, so first of all, I could use a glass of water right now because it was 80 something degrees out here. And we
Just
definitely
80?
need to stay. It was 80 something.
Girl, it was pushing almost 100 today.
Ooh, yeah, I would not know how to act. I was out there painting a mural this morning and I tried to get out there as early as possible. And it got about 10:30, 11 o'clock, and sweat was dripping into my eyes. So I was like,
Woo!
okay, I need to get in the house. I had like a sun hat on to block my, just to provide some shade because I've been wearing these head wraps and you can't see it, but right now I have a tan going across my forehead in a line. So now I'm like, every time I go outside, I have to wear the round hat so that my face will stay the same color at each side, the top and the bottom. But yes, so I think about a glass of water, but then also, thirsty, that term, it seems like it just became more popular recently, as we know, and it refers to like how people act in response to other people. Maybe a woman is thirsty for a man, or a man is acting thirsty for a woman. But for
Mhm.
me, keeping all things positive, I would say that thirsty could or reminds me of being I'm changing it to hungry, but having a desire for more. If you're thirsty, that means you need something. And we talked about hydration a little bit, but
Mhm.
thirsty, like I said, keeping it positive means that, or could mean that you are trying to get to the next level of something.
Definitely.
Yeah, what
Definitely.
comes to your mind when you think of thirsty?
So just like I said, I'm always interested to see where people take this. But I
Uh-huh.
did within this episode that I did on the podcast, I was talking about going to the next level. How bad do you want it? Do you really want it? Like we say that we want all these different things, but then at the same time, you don't want to put in the work to do it. You see, you're at the beginning and you want the end, but you don't want the middle part. You don't want the blood. You don't want
Right.
the sweat. You don't want the tears. You don't want to go through anything. You don't want to feel any pain. You don't want to actually work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How bad do you want it? How thirsty are you for the things that you say
Yeah.
that you want in life, for the things that you say you want to do in life, for whatever you're trying to be in life? How thirsty are you? You can't just sit back and not do anything and expect something to happen. When they say um nothing nothing equals nothing. Like you can't expect to do nothing plus nothing and get something from it.
Right.
You got to do something. You have to put in some work. You can't nobody else do it for you.
Right.
So how thirsty are you for the things that you want to do in life?
Yes, because it is super easy to walk the walk, but no, talking the talk is much different than walking the walk.
Hmm. Definitely, definitely. That is so true. So true.
Yeah. So I agree with you. It is easy to talk about what we want, but having to go through the process, a lot of times that takes mentorship, speaking to a mentor, getting wise counsel from someone who has been there, done that, doing
Hmm.
the research, you know what I mean? Taking the time out to really learn about what it is that we desire before we go for it so that we know what it entails, and then that way, like you
Hmm.
said, we get halfway through and now we're burnt out or we're tired or we just want the
Hmm.
result. And really nothing,
Yes.
it doesn't work like that, like at all, because we know that good things, they happen, but they do not happen overnight. And a lot of
They
times we
don't.
want that. I used to be like that, like that. My friend would call it the microwave popcorn kind of thing. Like you want to put it in and have it be done instantly,
Right.
but a lot of stuff takes years, it takes time, and it takes experience. So we definitely have to be down to go through those processes because again, nothing happens overnight. So, like you said, thirsty, like how bad do you want to get to the
How
next
bad?
level?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes, yes. I always use exercising as an example. I always say I'm very bad at I'll start exercising. I'll be going strong for that good like 2, 3 weeks, maybe at the most like a month.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. And then I'll just fall off. And it'd be like I'll be looking back, I'm like, dang, well, I was going to, do better by doing my exercising and stuff. But it's like, how bad do you really want it? Like, what are you willing to sacrifice to do the things that you need to do the things that you want to do? If you want to lose some weight, you got to do something about it. Or if you
Right.
just want to maintain a healthy weight, you got to do something about it. You can't just eat everything you want to do, eat everything you want to eat, do everything you want to do just because everybody else is doing it. It's got to be some kind of discipline. How thirsty are you for what it is that you want to do, for what you want to accomplish?
Right.
So I always use exercising because I'd be like, ouch, I be falling off on that. I look at myself
Yeah.
in the mirror and I'm like, man, but I want this good to go, but you ain't doing nothing to get the good going. So you ain't thirsty enough.
Yeah. It's not easy, it takes discipline and consistency. And
Mm,
I am not going to lie to you, I do not exercise at all, but really I need to, just for health purposes to,
right.
keep my blood flowing properly and all that stuff. But I look up and I'll be like, dang, I said I was going to exercise, and never did. So, like you said, it takes the discipline and the
Yeah.
consistency. And it's just a
Yeah.
mindset, once we set our mind to it, as we know, they say, once we put our mind to something, we can accomplish whatever we can think of, because
Mhm.
we know our ancestors did it. But sticking to it sometimes is not easy. So that's when that's when the hard work comes in.
It is definitely not easy. I mean, it'd be something so simple like I'll be like, I need to stretch more before I start my day. And I don't
Yeah.
think about it until I'm at work and I'm like, ooh, my
Dang,
back.
I didn't do
I should have
it.
been stretching. I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna try again tomorrow, and then the next day come, I don't do it.
You
I'm
be
like,
like,
I
ah,
gotta get into
yeah.
habit. I'm trying to get in the habit
Mhm.
to like when I wake up, just go on and kind of stretch, but actually be consistent doing it because I
Right.
start good, but the consistency is what I just suck at it.
Yeah. Yeah. One
So
day at a time.
one day at a time, definitely. I'll tell y'all how that goes later on in life. Maybe on a future episode, I'll let y'all know how that's going. But
Right.
until
We'll talk
then, just
again.
know I ain't consistent.
I'll check in with you in a week and be like, so how is that exercise going?
Hey, for real, do that. Hey, sometimes if you know that you can't be accountable, get you an accountability partner. Somebody that's gonna make you accountable. Somebody that's gonna remind you. So look, don't say that. I'm for real. Hit me up and ask me. Hit me up
Yeah,
and
that's
ask me for
very
real.
valuable. It's really
Mm-hmm.
important because sometimes, like that accountability partner will be on top of your stuff more than you are, and you be like, "Wait, hold on." But it's
Yeah.
good because every now and then we get too busy or too caught up, or too just too relaxed and don't really focus on those things. But yeah, you're right. Having an accountability partner is everything.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's very
Definitely.
valuable.
Yes. Yes. So let's see what they got in these comments. So the wanting to change surroundings. Okay. Wanting to change surroundings. Dry bone. Let's see. Oh, my stepmama. I had what I thought. What's she say? I had what I thought was having a tech savvy issue today. It turned out that I turned on my Wi-Fi. In other words, she would have been calling me. She would have been calling me. Can you come and look at my phone? That's funny. That's funny. Hey, but I always just look at with not being tech savvy. It's just you got to have patience when it comes to helping others, really. And I've found that I do have more patience than I thought that I had, because I'm not. I know at times I'm not a very patient person. I've come to realize that about myself. Like, I know that about myself. In certain situations, I don't have patience. Like, I'm a
Hmm.
very, let's do this, let's go, let's do this, let's be on time, let's go. You know, I've become a little more patient when it comes down to helping others with being tech savvy. So yeah, shout out to
Hmm.
my dad on that one. But yeah, okay, so Thursday, that was good. That was good. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'll take the 80-degree weather over the almost 100 here, though.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, yeah, and it's been like muggy, humid, like, yeah, like you walk out and feel sticky.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's been that kind of heat. So
Yeah. So woo.
I'll give it 80-degree.
Yeah, and to me today, that was like, okay, I mean, I'm not complaining, but my goodness, but it just is that I was just saying a prayer for any workers that have to be outside, and
Yeah,
just make sure they stay hydrated and just, make sure that, people are doing what they need to do to be outside because it can be
yeah,
overwhelming,
it is.
depending on the health, depending on your state of health, but I won't complain because we did have, it seemed like a long winter where it was cold all the time. So now I'm thankful, to feel the warm weather.
Look, now you ready for some more cold, cool weather? Not cold, cool weather. I
Cool,
always
yeah.
say, here I always wish for the fall because it's the cool weather. But it seems like we get
Hmm.
like a week or two of that cool weather, and then all of a sudden it's just cold, and I'm like,
Oh,
it fall. Like, I didn't want winter.
oh yeah, because this is really nice at that time.
Yeah, that's the perfect weather. See, springtime cool is good, and fall time cool is good. The summer and the
Hmm.
winter, I'm just like, Lord Jesus.
Because it's so extreme, it's like extremely hot. Or for us, a lot of people come to San Diego and we talk about how cold it is, and they're like, this is
Mm,
nothing, they're no
oh,
jacket. Me, I'm like a jacket with some leggings and some boots, you know what I mean? Like the whole 9 yards. But so everywhere is different. I know I'm used to
it
not
is.
as hot as it was today, but not as cold as it was in the winter. I like the in between time.
Right, right. It's definitely a different. It's a difference in the hot and hot. The hot
Yeah,
here and the hot there are two different hots. The cool
right.
there and the cool here is. I got a story for that, but I'm not gonna go into this story. But
Yeah.
it's definitely different temperature wise there and here. So yeah. Okay, we can talk about that all night. But it is keep holding on is your next topic.
Keep holding on. I would say keep holding on to whatever it is that keeps those 2 feet hitting the floor every morning with joy and inspiration and motivation. Definitely latch on to, the faith and whatever the stronghold is that is positive. Because let me tell you, holding on to negativity and to, like we said in the beginning, past events can really suck the life out of a person. And it's not always, I will keep always saying this because for me, like, I held on to stuff. I'll be 47 this year. And really, it wasn't until I was in my 30s that I was able to begin to let go of some stuff that I carried for my whole life. And so now that I have found joy, like you see me busy, 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 because I keep holding on to the light, and I keep holding on to the part of me that I've always wanted to be, the part of me that I used to hold myself back from, not really realizing that I was robbing myself of my own potential by holding on to negativity. So, like, once I found my joy, once I found my husband, you know what I mean? He had plays a huge role in, just me keeping joy in my life, just because of the type of person, my husband, just because of his spirit and his personality, him in combination with other things that I do in my life keep me holding on to the positive. And so it's very important for us to stay focused on those joys, the things that bring us joy, because if not, like I said, then we will really be robbing ourselves of our full potential and everything that we're capable of.
Definitely. That's some good words right there. I try to myself, keep holding on to the things that, some a lot of times it gets rough, it gets tough when it comes to the things that you have to do in life. I mean, you have to pay bills, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to go to work. But the thing that keeps me going and keeps me holding on is the things that bring me joy. Like I do this
Mhm.
podcast. This podcast just starting off, I was just gonna do it just to be, doing something new other than my music and things like that. But every Tuesday I look forward to doing my podcast. It's
Mhm.
become a part of me, just doing the podcast and being on here with other people who give different perspective. It's like, yeah, I come up with the topics and stuff like that, but then when I get the different perspective from other people, just like the perspective that we got on the first topic, the first win, like, that keeps me going. Because before, like, just honestly, y'all, like, I come from work and I get ready for this show and then I do the show. And before the show, I am just so exhausted and I'm so tired. But when I get on the show and we get to doing all this talking, like, it's almost an hour that we've been on here. And this energy that I have right now is not the energy that I've had all day long. So
Mhm.
I keep holding on to the things that make me excited, that give me joy, that give me peace. My podcast, my music, my family. I keep holding on to those things, and that's what keeps me grounded. That's what keeps me sane and going. Definitely good perspective on that. But yes, whatever it is that you have to do to keep holding on, just do it. Do it. Do the things that you love to do. Do the things that you have passion for. If you get to the point where I would say if you get to the point where you can't do what you love to do, then you probably need to, like, look around and probably change some things around you. Change
100%.
somebody said,
Mhm.
change your surroundings. You might need to change your surroundings because um you want to be around positive energy. Negative all the time, it keeps you, like you said, it keeps you in the past. It keeps you thinking about those things that you want to forget, you know. But being around new surroundings, new people, sometimes that's the answer to keep
Yeah.
you holding on.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
Yes. You got anything else on that?
Just to encourage, anyone who may be holding on to the past to get involved with as much as possible, so then you can explore what's out there and see what truly makes you happy. Just surrounding ourselves by one environment, one group of people, one set of ideas, that can hold us back. So getting involved with as much stuff as possible allows you to get a feel for what's out there, and you can kind of pick and choose, what's best.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about holding on, but I would say let go of expectations and what we feel like things should be, and just allow the flow, because a lot of times we have a certain ideology of what something should be, who our friends are, how things should go, and stuff like that. And, God may have a different plan, and really, He will execute His plan whether we like it or not. So it's just important to be open minded, about what is possible out there, because, one day we may be telling ourselves that I wish that was me, I wish that was happening to me, or why is it happening to them and not
Mm-hmm.
me? And then the next thing by having an open mind and by being able to explore different options, then the next thing it is that whatever you've been wishing for or hoping for or wanting will happen. And that I say from experience, because there's a lot of times where I'm like, oh my God, I wish that was me, or why not me? And then the next thing I know, like I'm walking that walk. And so just
Mm.
having an open mind as well.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. And then they keep holding on. Remember, not to complain. Now, y'all, I'm telling you this, but it's easier said than done.
Mm-hmm.
Not to complain. Not to complain, okay? It could be worse. And that's what I keep telling myself. It could be worse. Somebody's worse off than you. What you think is your worst, somebody's worse is worse. If that even
Yeah.
makes sense right there. So just
Mm-hmm.
stop complaining about it. First of all, complaining ain't gonna do nothing about it. It's not gonna
Mm-hmm.
do anything about it. Now it's one thing if you feel like you gotta complain, then pray. Pray.
Yeah.
Pray about the situation. But complaining is not gonna get you anywhere. And then, like
Mm-mm.
I said, I preach it to myself because I'll find myself either at work, I'm complaining about something. It's like, why are you complaining? Why? You know. So
Mm-hmm.
in the process of keep holding on, don't complain about it. Just just kind of go through. But know that
Yeah.
it'll be better, it'll get better, whatever it is that you're going through in life. I don't know who else I'm talking to. I know I'm talking to myself too. But somebody
Mm-hmm.
else needs to know that it's gonna get better eventually. Just
Yep.
don't complain about it. Pray about it. Don't complain about it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I agree.
Let's see what they say. Hey, hey, that's my friend right there. It's Estelyn. I don't know how to change my name. Okay. Yes, sis is speaking facts. Yes, I don't know which sis you talking about, but we both over here speaking facts. Yes. And one of my cousins, she said, "Hold on to the fame. Hold on. Yes, hold on,
That's right.
y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Like, y'all, thanks for being interactive in these comments. Yes. All
Yeah,
right.
that's really nice.
So we are at the part of the show where this is a new part that I added to the show, where the special guests come up with the topic for the next guest. So
Oh,
you are going to get the topic from last week's guest and be thinking of a topic for next week's guest. You don't have to tell me now, but I'll get with you on that. And we are going to sing. Now, this you just take it and you take it however you want to take it, and we're going to go from there. Comforting others. And you can take that however you want to take it.
okay. I love this one because I have always felt like we should lead with compassion, because we 100% never know what somebody may be going through. In my adult, it wasn't until my adult life that I really started to explore more about mental health and the different mental health issues. And I have always avoided the topic because, the stigmas around it and all that stuff. Like, you don't want to be someone who admits to having a mental health issue, or maybe someone with a mental health issue. I've always had my certain thoughts about it, but I feel like leading with compassion, and being able to comfort others in whatever state they may be in. Although there are some functions in life that I have zero patience and zero tolerance for, when people are purposely and intentionally doing things, that change their personality or change who they are. It's hard for me to get a grasp on that, but I feel like leading with compassion and just being open-minded to people, to their situations, to whatever they may be dealing with is very important because we none of us are perfect, and it's very easy to judge one another and then treat each other according to that judgment. But we're not the creator. We're not, we are all equal as far as just our on a human experience and having feelings and thoughts and going through things and making mistakes. So I feel like it's very important for us to be comforting and compassionate to one another. Just so, because it's kindness. I was just saying it earlier today that kind people, are the best people to me because they don't want anything in return. It's not like they're being kind because they're expecting something, but it just makes life so much easier. When people are kind and compassionate. So, like for me on social media, I used to do this more before I got so busy. Like now I'm running in every direction all the time. But my social media posts that I used to always put out would always have to do with being compassionate to one another because we just don't know what someone may be dealing with. Like someone may be unattentive or like me too busy, but it doesn't mean that I don't care about people's feelings, that I'm not interested in what they have going on. And so I would never want anyone to judge me like, oh, Kim's too busy, Kim doesn't care, Kim thinks this about herself, but it's
Yeah.
because I have a lot going on. But so the way that I feel about being compassionate to everyone else is a result of how I would want someone to be compassionate towards me.
Right. Treat others the way you want to be treated.
Mm-hmm.
Down to all in the nutshell. Treat others the way you want to be treated. It says comforting others. Like you said, you never know what somebody else is going through. Um,
Mm-hmm.
um, they might be bringing negative energy to you because they don't know how to deal with whatever situation they got going on. So they're just
Right.
taking it out on everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
We have to be careful of how we treat others and how we, like I said earlier, react or respond. Yeah, they might have that negative energy coming towards you, and then when they see that you were kind, that you were patient with them, that you had some compassion for them, then they'll be like, man, like I was like really rude to her, but she was like really nice to me. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that'll get them thinking, like I should do better about myself. I shouldn't be going off on people like that. Just because I'm going through something doesn't mean that I have to rub that energy off on everybody else. They didn't do anything to me. So treat others the way you want to be treated. I think if we all did that, it would be a wonderful world. Um, but treat others the way that you want to be treated when it comes to everything.
Yeah. I'm
So
actually I won't say when this happened, but I was in a situation where someone just came at me with negative energy, and I told myself that no matter what, I'm not going to match that energy because you know how the saying kill him with kindness, and I don't want to
mhm,
kill him, but I wanted to just be an example of, I know how you're treating me, but I don't have to treat you that way. And guess what? I ended up ignoring the person, and I didn't mean to. Like, before I knew it, I ignored them. But I was like, I didn't mean to do that. Like, I wanted to be nice so bad, but like, see how easy I got sucked into the negativity. So I'm thinking, like, next time I see the person, I'm gonna have to be extra, because I just want to show, like, even though I know I'm not being served at that table anymore, I'm still going to pull up and have a seat, because I'm not going to allow them to change me and change who I am. You know what I mean? And like
Right.
we said
Right.
earlier, someone is always watching. So it could be a moment of teaching, like a teaching moment for them. Like, maybe I
Mhm.
shouldn't be so negative, because no matter how negative I am towards that person, they're still being nice. It is possible.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes. 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 Definitely teaching moments sometimes. Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. So good. Comforting others. So you be thinking on what you want the next guest to come up with. Your topic will be whatever they come up with from you. I love this addition to the show. It keeps it interesting. So,
Mm-hmm.
but we are at the end of the show, y'all. Like I say, we get to talking about these different topics, and it gets good. I love it. I love it. I look forward to it every Tuesday. I hope somebody out there looks forward to it. Every Tuesday, we will be back again, 9 p.m. Central Time. Next week will be the last episode of season 3, y'all. We are gearing up for season 4. So share the episodes. If there are episodes you haven't watched, go back, go and look at the episodes. Share. Did I already say share? Share the episodes. Don't hoard this information, y'all. This inspiration, motivation, and encouragement. Give it to somebody else. We are in a world and in a time where we need the inspiration, motivation, and encouragement. And
Yeah.
it might be some days that you're just down. If you just hit play on one of these episodes and let it encourage you. Let me go back to the comments real quick before we go. Oh yes, okay. My dad said God will pull you through if you can stand the pull. That's what he said. All
Yes.
right. All right, Bishop. He will pull you through if you can stand the pull, and then God ain't gonna put more on you than you can bear.
Right.
It it gets tough, it feels tough, and we feel like we can't make it, but God will not put more on you than you can bear. And that's what I definitely I've been telling myself for months now. He won't put more on you than you can bear. I'm like, well, I'm going through this and I'm going through that, and he must see something that I don't see. So I
Right.
guess I guess I just have no other choice but to just go through it and
Go
push
through
through it
it.
until I get to the light at the end of the tunnel. So keep pushing, keep going, pull through all of that. Y'all just keep going, keep going, keep going. All right, so like I said, we are at the end of the show. Y'all remember, if y'all have not checked out the podcast Tips Tuesdays, go and listen to. I think I got like 71 episodes on there. So if you
Oh,
haven't
wow.
listened, you can go and binge it. Go binge Tips Tuesdays. It's nothing but inspiration, motivation, and encouragement. And I would definitely love if you binge the show. So, follow on all streaming platforms, follow on all social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, subscribe and follow. And remember, y'all getting those comments, because we'll be having a gift card drawing at the end of the season. And do you have anything else that you want to say?
Oh yeah, I just wanted to say thank you so much for the invite. I really love the show. Like you said, we're in a time where we need as much inspiration, motivation, and encouragement as possible. And what a great way by sharing your thoughts and inviting guests to share their thoughts. And like you said, this hour flew by. You know, once you get into a good conversation, we could talk for hours, like that song, Hours
Yes.
and Hours. So thank you so,
Yes.
so much.
Yes, ma'am. And also one other thing, if you like to financially give to the podcast, because we like to get this as far out as we can. If you would like to give, you can see my cash app at the bottom of your screen, Tips Tuesdays. Or if you would like to give some other way, hit me up on Gmail, Tips Tuesdays, and just it just goes to the podcast, y'all. If you would like to be a financial blessing to the podcast, so. I'm going to end the show. I will see y'all next week, same time. Remember, it's the last episode of the season, so I want to see some more viewers in here, and YouTube Live and Facebook Live. I will see y'all next week, and I will see ya. A little motivation for you. A little motivation.